Hey, half-ass cook here tonight. Tonight's meal is going to be a go-to meal of ours when we can't figure out what we want to have to eat. It's a meal we all like, and it's one that we always have leftovers on intentionally, and they always get eaten up. And that meal is chicken with sun-dried tomato cream sauce. The way I'm doing it tonight is over pasta. You can also do it with gnocchi, or you can even do it as, like, you could take the whole chicken breast and dredge it in flour and saute it or grill it and have the sauce over that. But we're kind of doing this all in one dish. So I'm doing it with about 2 pounds of chicken. And so you'll need 2 pounds of chicken to get started with, and some spinach and cream and a few other things. So let's get started. Hey, half-ass cook here tonight. Tonight's meal is going to be a go-to meal of ours when we can't figure out what we want to have to eat. It's a meal we all like, and it's one that we always have leftovers on intentionally, and they always get eaten up. And that meal is chicken with sun-dried tomato cream sauce. The way I'm doing it tonight is over pasta. You can also do it with gnocchi, or you can even do it as, like, you could take the whole chicken breast and dredge it in flour and saute it or grill it and have the sauce over that. But we're kind of doing this all in one dish. So I'm doing it with about 2 pounds of chicken. And so you'll need 2 pounds of chicken to get started with, and some spinach and cream and a few other things. So let's get started. All right, so the first thing we need to do is I've got a jar of 8.5 ounces of sun-dried tomatoes packed in olive oil and avocado oil. So I'm just going to add a little bit of the oil from here. We do not want to get the tomatoes in there right now. We're going to be sauteing the chicken, and that'll just burn really quick. So you don't want to do that. Then I'm just going to add a little bit of regular olive oil to that just to help it along. That should do it. It's on medium-high heat. And once that gets hot, I'm going to add my chicken to it. I also made one box, your standard box. So 1 pound of rigatoni. You can use any kind of short pasta you want, penne, bow tie, rigatoni. Anyways, there's plenty that you can use. Or you could use, like I said, gnocchi. So to this, I got 2 pounds of chicken breast diced up into bite-sized pieces. I'm just going to add that all in. And then I'm just going to start adding some salt and pepper to it, kind of liberally. Probably a good teaspoon at least for now. And I'm just going to give it a quick stir. And then I'm just going to try and let it sit and get a good sear on it. Get some color. Alright, so it's been a good couple minutes. I'm going to start stirring it up. And now we're just going to saute it till it gets cooked pretty much all the way through. A little more salt and pepper. Alright, now I'm going to add probably about 4 or 5 cloves of garlic here. And about a tablespoon of Italian seasoning. Add a good mix. And we're getting there. Alright, so we're getting pretty close. It's been probably about 5 minutes since I started. You can always break one of these open if you want to know where it's at. See, it's pretty close. So, now normally I wouldn't do this because normally I don't add this, but you can add anything to whatever you want. Just because the recipe says this or that. In general, you can add what you want. Normally I just add sun-dried tomatoes and spinach, but we have a pint of extra tomatoes just sitting around, so I'm just going to dump those in and give them a little time to cook. I also have some artichokes I'm going to throw in here at the end, just from a can. Just, again, something I have laying around. It's not something that goes in the dish every time, but when you have stuff to use up, if you can, work something like that into a dish like this, why the hell not? So I'm just gonna let that go for a little bit. Still on like medium to medium high heat. And just let the tomatoes cook down for a minute here. I'm gonna go ahead and throw in these artichokes. These were quartered artichokes. I just took them out of the can, pressed the juice out of them, and chopped them up a little bit so they wouldn't be so big, and they'd kind of spread out through the dish a little bit better, more evenly. Alright, I'm going to add a little lemon juice to this. I don't like to have seeds in it, so I just squeeze it right through this usually. Another trick for squeezing lemon juice out is if you have a pair of tongs like this, you take it and just kind of, that's kind of my go-to method actually right there. And it works fantastic. And I got no seeds in there, so it's a win-win. I'm going to add 1 bag of spinach. Again, you can add as much as or little as you want. If you don't like spinach, don't add any. This is only 5 ounces, so 5 ounces of spinach right out of the bag, right in there. And this will wilt a lot, so if you do like spinach, you probably know that. You can add a lot more if you want. Go ahead and add a little more salt and pepper for now. Remember, this is going to be going over pasta, so it's okay to have a little extra salt in here. See how quick that spinach melted or wilted? Took no time at all. Alright, and then I'm just adding all the rest of this julienne sun-dried tomatoes. Oil and all. And like I said, this is all julienned up, so you don't really need to cut it any more than that. Give it a quick little mix. Alright, now I'm adding just 2 cups of cream. Alright. We're just going to let that come up to temp. And we're going to add some Parmesan cheese. Or you could use, actually I'm using Asiago tonight. Pecorino. You could use whatever you want. Actually, we'll just go ahead and add my pound of pasta here. I can probably get by with a little less, but the guy made it, so I'm going to go with it. Alright, so here I got about 1.5 cups probably of pecorino or of Asiago. And put it, if you want. Again, if you don't have that much, use what you got. If you like it really cheesy, I guess you can add more. You could add part of it and then leave some for topping each individual dish, which I would probably do, I guess. Probably about add that much. Probably about 1 cup, a little over 1 cup. Okay, turn it off the heat at this point. You don't want it to burn, and then I'll probably remove it from the heat in just a second here. And there you go. Chicken with sun-dried tomatoes in cream sauce.